This video is for beef processors. I want to tell you how my customers have earned more in this business by improving quality and selling more at premium and high prices, plus economizing on costs. I'm an inventor and patent holder for a machine for high voltage electrical stimulation, in short HVS. The patent is active in 15 countries, biggest producers and exporters of beef in the world, like Brazil, Australia, and United States, to name a few. What is HVS? HVS is a system where you put current through a cow, and in the effect there's a strong contraction of muscle. Muscles, during contraction, they burn the glycogen which is mainly in the muscles, and it changes into the lactic acid. As a result, pH drops dramatically. There are three elements which work together and speed up the aging process to help the enzymes to do their job. Number one is dramatical drop of pH. It drops much faster than in non-stimulated carcass. The second is hot carcass. The pH drops fast and the carcass is still hot. Number three is loose muscle. During contraction, the internal bindings get torn and the muscle gets spongier. These three elements make the enzymes to work much faster. Not 10% faster, not 100% faster, but many times faster. How to apply HVS? The best place to install HVS is just before splitting. There are three reasons. One, the best results receive when you use HVS within 50 minutes after stunning. So in most of packing houses, the splitting is 25-35 minutes after stunning. Number two is that you have a full carcass and naked carcass, which means no hide, no offals. So the current goes through muscles and bones. Number three is that there is no risk of ribs breaking. When you do it on half carcasses, then you have a problem because the contraction is so strong that sometimes in a half carcass you may have the ribs broken. What are the results of applying HVS? Number one, and I think the most important, is better tenderness by 40%. In a scientific paper, which is shown in Meat Science in 2010, Professor Devine and three other gentlemen wrote that they compared different technologies of stimulation and different technologies of chilling. The result was that with the using of HVS, you received better tenderness after 1 day from the stunning than in all other technologies after 14 days. Imagine you hold your carcasses in your chilling room for 14 days to get good tenderness. When you apply HVS, you can hold them 1 day. So we economize 13 days of chilling. The second result is brighter color by 20%. The next day after the stunning, when you try to classify your beef and to establish what can be sold at the premium price, what can be sold at the high price, and what can be sold at low price, then you see that after stimulation, 30 to 50% of your beef goes from lower categories to higher categories. So when you calculate how much more money you can make on it, then it's really a big difference, because you have to have in mind that the difference between lower category and the higher category is between 10 to 25%. I can also help you to calculate it. My customers who invested in HVS, they grew by 300% in 3 years' time. The third huge result is that the drip, which takes place in chilling room, is much slower due to spongier consistency of meat, which results in 1 to 1.5% more meat for sales. This topic has been also broadly covered in meat science. So calculate, even if you take 1% and if you kill 100 cows a day, it means you will have 300 kilograms per day more meat for sales, which means more than 6 tons a month additional meat, additional income for you. And if you kill 1,000 cows a day, what will be the calculation then? The fourth great result is easier boning. The strong contraction detaches meat from bones, so it is easier for your boners to do their job. Plus, meat is loose. You will not believe it unless you see the faces of your boners when they first get the stimulated meat. I wish you could see it. I saw it. They asked the first question, what did you do to this meat? Our job is now much easier. Spongier consistency gives you one strong advantage. When we do trials, we do them on half carcasses. So we stimulate one half carcass and we don't stimulate the second half carcass of the same cow. Next day we cut out steaks from both half carcasses of the same cow. We put the steaks on 2 different plates. The steak from non-stimulated half carcass, after some minutes, is floating in a pool of water, whereas the steak from stimulated half carcass is just dry. It has a very strong connection with the drip because spongier consistency keeps water inside. Please remember that HVS is not a miracle. It uses a natural biochemical process to speed up aging. So if you have very good beef, after stimulation you will have fantastic beef. If you have good beef, after stimulation you will have very good beef, and so on. But there is no miracle in it. Just to get to the end, I want to tell you shortly about one of my customers in Australia. After having used HVS technology for some years, he had to replace some old machinery. So he stopped the production. For this period of 3 weeks, he was delivering to his customers products from other processors. After his company started again, he called me and said, Igor, in this period of 3 weeks, I had more quality claims than in whole 5 years before. So I want to buy from you a second machine as a backup, because I cannot afford not having stimulated meat. I want to thank you for your attention. I will be more than happy if you call me or if you email me. And if you need more information, please download PDF files from my site. Thank you very much for your attention and goodbye.